Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to learn about the product rule for differentiation. If you have not watched my other videos on differentiation, which is on power rule and chain rule, look for the link in the description box. So let me just go back to the differentiation rules. I have done a video on power rule so far, chain rule, right? So just look out for the description box and you should find the link there. Now let us look at this example. I just made a mistake here. It should be actually a plus because when I was factorizing took out a -2, so it should be a plus here, and let me just correct this, a plus and a plus. All right, so let us get back into product rule. Now in product rule, what is the general rule? So I usually start off with the general rule and then we differentiate. So the general rule, if I have y in the form of f of x times g of x, so it's a product of two functions, right? Then to find the derivative y prime, we just say this is f prime g, f prime x times g prime, f prime x times g plus g prime f. So f prime g plus g prime f. In other words, differentiate the first, leave the second, add, differentiate the second, leave the first. So let us look at the setup or the example. Example 1. If I try to apply the power rule here, right, so if I try to apply the power rule in this example, x squared plus 5 into 2x cubed minus 3, for an example. So if I try to apply power rule here, simple, we're going to say y is equal to, we try to write it in terms of powers, x squared times 2x cubed is 2x to the power 5, x squared times minus 3x is minus 3x squared, plus 10x cubed minus 15. We just open these brackets up, doing products. Now we can find dy dx, and we should end up with the answer, or y prime. We are getting 10, 5 times 2 is 10, x to the power 4 minus 6x plus 30 x squared plus 0. So that's your final answer. Now, without opening this function up, these two functions up, we can just apply the product rule. So better is to apply the product rule here without actually opening this up. Or, so this is where we apply the product rule. We say y is equal to x squared plus 5 into 2x cubed minus 3. If I say, I can just go and differentiate. So y prime is now equal to, if I find the derivative of the first bracket, this is f and g, right? So this is my function f and that's my function g. This is f, that is g. I'm finding f prime. So if I find the derivative of the first bracket, we'll just get 2x, leave this, which is 2x cubed minus 3, plus find the derivative of the second bracket, which is 6x squared, and leave the first, which is x squared plus 5. And let's see what we get. If we simplify, do we get the same answer? Yes, we should, which is 2x times 2x cubed. 2x times 2x cubed, we are getting 2x times 2x cubed, which is 4x to the power 4 minus 6x. Then opening this up, we're getting 6x to the power 4 plus 30x squared. If we add up everything, yes, we are getting the same answer. 4x to the power 4 plus 6x to the power 4 is 10x to the power 4 minus 6x plus 30x squared. So we are kind of getting the same answer. So why not apply the first rule and the second rule? Because if I give you an example like this, it will actually fail. What if I go and put it into higher powers here? then you can't really apply the power rule here, right? So this was just the power rule. We are just checking if the answers are the same. So number 2, example number 2, if I tell you, alright, so y is now equal to x squared minus 1 to the power 10 and 2x plus 3 to the power 12. Now what happens here? How are we going to? So we can't really apply the power rule here. We are going to apply mixture of two rules, right? Which is the chain rule and the product rule. So if you have not watched my video on chain rule, make sure to check the description box and look for the link there, right? Now let us differentiate this using chain plus product. That's what we're going to use. So how are we going to use the chain rule and product rule? We can see the overall rule is the product rule, but remember when you're differentiating f, you will encounter chain rule. So what's the chain rule? Just going back, if you go to the chain rule, this is your rule here for the chain rule. If you have a function raised to the power n, it becomes n f of x to the power n minus 1 times f prime x. Going back to the product rule, I would find the derivative of the first function. So you're going to say, you need some space here, y equal to 10 x squared minus 1 to the power 9 times the derivative of the inside, which is 2x, and leave the second function, which is 2x plus 3 to the power 12 plus. So what I have done here is I've identified two functions, which is f and g. Remember, this is just f prime, this is g plus g prime. Now to find g prime is 12, 2x plus 3 to the power 11 times the derivative of the inside, which is 2, and leave the first function, which is x squared minus 1 to the power 10, right? So that's basically chain and product together. Now where's your g prime f? This is your g prime and this is your function f. Now we can simplify this. How do we simplify something like this? So to simplify, look at all the numbers first and let's try to take out the highest common factor. So we've got the 2. So remember, the 2 and the 2 can be factorized from both these terms. Then we can see x squared minus 1 to the power 9 can go into both these terms. And then we can also see that 2x plus 3 to the power 11, that is also a common factor, right? So HCF. And we can also see a further from 10 and 12, another 2 can come out. So we will actually take out times 2. So 2 times 2, which is 4. We will take out 4 as a common factor, HCF. So if the question is to simplify, obviously, if it does not say if the question is to simplify fully, then you would actually do this. And you should know it's better to learn how to simplify fully, because in when you get if you want to find critical values of these functions and stuff, you need to know how to simplify. All right, let's see. So we take out 4 as a common factor from the numbers. All right, took out 4 as a common factor from the numbers, HCF, and then x squared minus 1 to the power 9, x squared minus 1 to the power 9, and then we've got 2x plus 3 to the power 11, right? Now we can see 10 times 2 is 20 divided by 4, which is 5. Leave the x as it is, 5x. So we're taking this entire term over this entire term here. Now we can see that x squared minus 1 to the power 9, x squared minus 1 to the power 9 cancelled out, and we've got 2x plus 3 to the power 12 cancelling out with 2x plus 3 to the power 11 once. So we're just getting 2x plus 3. Plus, now we got 12 times 2, which is 24, and we are dividing it by 4. We should get 6. Yes, 6. Then 2x plus 3 to the power 11 and 2x plus 3 to the power 11 cancel out, and we're just left with x squared minus 1 to the power 10 divided by x squared minus 1 to the power 9. So basically we're taking this entire function, we're taking this entire term here and putting it over this term, dividing by this term. So that's how we're getting these answers here. So you're getting x squared minus 1, yes. And then you can see this inside here can simplify in a neater form. So you got 4 into x squared minus 1 to the power 9 into 2x plus 3 to the power 11 into, let's look for like terms here. So we are getting 10x squared plus 6x squared, which is 16x squared. 5 times 3 is 15x plus 15x, and then minus a 6. Example number 3. Let us move on. So guys, you can leave your answer in this form if they say do not simplify, in the second form. Otherwise, if you can find critical values and stuff, you should actually be looking out for this, factorizing fully. That's your derivative. Example number 3. If I have y is equal to, so at the moment I'm just giving like square root functions and polynomial functions and rational functions, not involved with like trig and inverse trig. We'll get there soon. So if I take another example, y is equal to, let's take something simple. Yes, y is equal to x to the power 20, let's just say minus 2x to the power 20 into times the square root of times the square root of, right, times, okay, I think we did square root in the chain rule. Let's take the times the cube root of x cubed minus 1. Alright, so times the cube root of x cubed minus 1. So that's my function. We need to rewrite this in the form, in a neater form, which is minus 2 x to the power 20. We can call this the function f, right? And the function g we can call, let's write it in a neater form, in a power form, x cubed minus 1 to the power 1/3. Right, so we can call this function g. Right, now let us find the derivative of this and try to simplify it. So you say y prime is equal to, if you find the derivative of the first function, which is f, we should just get power rule, minus 40x to the power 19, leave the second function, which is x cubed minus 1 to the power 1/3, plus the derivative of the second derivative of this is 1/3, derivative of g is 1/3 x cubed minus 1 to the power negative 2/3, because 1/3 minus 1 is minus 2/3. Remember to find the derivative of the inside, which is 3x squared, and then leave the first term, which is minus 2x to the power 20. So this is all your derivative from here to there. That's your g prime, and that's your f. This is your f prime, and that's your g. Well, this is your unsimplified answer. Now if you want to simplify, remember to take out HCF. So 1/3 and the 3 cancels out, as we can see. So y prime, we're taking out an HCF here. I can see that we have, from the numbers, we have minus 2, which can go into both. So let me just highlight minus 2. Then I've got x to the power 19 as an HCF, and I've got yes, what should be the HCF over here? So what's your rule, kind of like the rule to remember? If you look at x squared minus 1 to the power 9 and x squared minus 1 to the power 10, we chose the smaller power. So let's choose the smaller power as the HCF to take out. So this is the smaller power, so even this one here I will take out. Right, so that's your total HCF, which is minus 2. I think we have x to the power 19 here, and we have x to the power 22 here. So yes, we did take out x to the power 19. So these yellow highlights are basically your HCF. So let's take out this as an HCF. So we've got minus 2 x to the power 19 and x cubed minus 1 to the power minus 2/3 into, yes, so we're taking this entire term over this entire term, and just make this clearer, x to the power 19, yes. So minus 40 divided by minus 2 is 20. X to the power 19, x to the power 19 cancel out. Now this divided by this is 1/3 plus 2/3. Right, so you're dividing exponents here, so you need to add the powers. So what we're getting here is x cubed minus 1. That's it. So simple. Plus, right, so plus, remember minus, you're taking this entire term here and we are dividing by this entire term here. So minus 2 divided by minus 2 is plus 1. Then we have x to the power 22 divided by x to the power 19. This is going to give us x cubed. That's it, just an x cubed, because the 3 and the 1/3 can, and then x cubed minus 1 to the power negative 2/3 and x cubed minus 1 to the power negative 2/3, those two cancel out. So that's it. So what's my final answer? We're getting minus 2 x to the power 19. I can take this and write it as a positive exponent, which is x cubed minus 1 to the power 2/3. What about here? So we got 20x cubed plus x cubed, which is 21x cubed minus 20. 21x cubed minus 20, yes, 20x cubed plus x cubed, 21x cubed minus 20. Yes, and that should be your final answer. I hope you understand these 3 problems, guys, on product rule. Okay, as we can see, just to recap, product rule, without opening up this, we are going to apply the product rule. So we identified 2 functions, f and g. So we found f prime, this right here, this was f prime g, g prime f, and when we simplified, we saw that we get the exact same answer as the power rule. But the problem arises is when we apply the chain and the product rule. In other words, overall product rule, it's just that when we differentiate, we are coming across chain rule. So when we differentiate 2 different functions or a product of functions with different higher order powers, then obviously this opening up in terms of power rule becomes kind of like impossible, a tedious task to do, time consuming task. So as a result, we use the product rule, which is f prime g plus g prime f. So simple, right? I hope you understand, guys. If you do not understand, make sure to leave comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and wait for the next part, which is quotient rule. You will find in the description box. Thank you.